Good morning. This is the first video we've done for Adventure 52. We're in Oban. This is the start of the Versys Highland tour. We're going to have some breakfast and then we're riding up to Gairloch through Applecross, which is kind of a famous pass, which we'll tell you a bit more about in a minute. But looked out with the weather, cracking day here in Oban. You can just hear the Calmac ferry there purring in the background. Get the bikes purring soon as well. So come along for the ride and I hope you enjoy what you see. Good morning. So far, first impressions of the bike. It is like a magic carpet ride. It was fantastic riding here last night. Got a little bit dark, the cornering, LED lights were incredible. Really looking forward to putting a few more miles on this today. So that's us now, just north of Highland, Durnan Castle and Skye. It's about midday, put a fair few hours on the bike now. I've covered about 250 miles now, so that's kind of around enough to really start to get a feel for the bike. One thing I've noticed already, the fuel economy, it's got a big tank, 21 litres. In terms of doing big trips and going on adventures, you know, the beauty of that is you've not got any range anxiety. You know, you can plan a big day, you can do one full fuel stop and just fill up in the next morning and then away you go. So I've been impressed by that. Another thing I absolutely love is this active suspension. There's been some dips in the road that normally if you'd gone on a normal bike you really kind of would shake you up, but it's so well planted. It is like a magic carpet ride. Day 3 of our little Versys Highland tour. We've made it to Skye this morning. Again, another incredible ride over here. Buzzing to get on to Skye now. We're going to do a little bit of a loop around and visit the famous Stein restaurant. So pretty excited about that. We have got a big day ahead, so we've come all the way down here. We're currently here at this cheeky little coffee stop, and then as you can see we're going to do kind of a mini lap of Skye, and then take the ferry across to Mallaig, the old fishing port, and then make our way back down to Oban. The thing for me with this bike is, you know, any other bike, you know, you get pretty tired, you're pretty sore, and this thing just, it's so comfortable. And you really notice the difference after a long day, and you can kind of do multiple days and not feel the strain. So I think that's my biggest takeaway from this so far. Right then, so here we are, Isle of Skye. We're right at the northern tip of Skye in a little place called Stein. If you ever get a chance to make a trip to come up here, it is well worth it. Over the past few days, I've written a few notes just about the bike. We've covered about 460 miles. the MPG average is showing about 49.5, so it's not bad going, and a good old 21 litre tank, so really does let you stretch your legs between fuel stations. It is that kind of bike that grows on you the more you ride it. So this, as a reminder, the Versys 1000 SE, you can get kind of a Versys 1000 and a Versys 1000 S. So the one I've been riding is the one with all the bells and whistles. Well, let's talk about the tyres first, because Bridgestone Battlax T31s, and they actually come as standard. So when you buy the bike, you're getting some of the best, if actually the best, sports touring tyres straight off the bat. So I picked this up 0 miles on the clock, there's 0 miles on the tyres, and they've just felt better and better and better as the trip's been going on. Navigation wise, we've been using the TomTom, and that's just been a great aid. You could plan your trip ahead, all your different waypoints, so they've all been there, and that's been fantastic as well. Just the general comfort from the bike, it's a fantastic riding position. It's like a mobile viewing platform, and particularly up here in Scotland when you've got the mountains around you, and you know, never at any point have I kind of felt those aches and pains in my wrist or in my shoulders that I usually get on big trips. You know, and there's a lot of miles to cover in 3 days, but if you're kind of a bit like me, starting to feel the aches and pains as you're riding, then you know, a bike like this just serves you so well. The Skyhook system, it really does, you can feel it keeping you that level all the way over all the bumps, and I'd recommend, if you are going to test ride one, see if you can perhaps test ride the standard version and then come on to the SE version with this electronic suspension, and you can make up your own mind about it. The whole point of Adventure 52, when I set it up, the idea was to encourage people to make more of the 52 weeks in the year that they've got. So whether that's hiking, out trail running, cycling, or motorcycling, and you know, bikes have been part of my life since I was this high, and I've just absolutely loved every moment of riding this bike over the past 3 days, and I'm going to be sad to hand back the keys when we get to Oban.